It's fair to say, isn't it, that the recent Philip Schofield scandal was that of huge. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And you think, wow, that's it, the end, the career's finished. He was, of course, the king of daytime TV, sitting alongside Holly Willoughby for many years. And while people talked about the show being a great success, I would beg to differ. It was fair to middling viewers, but it brought in a lot of advertising, and the show was relatively cheap to run, apart from the mega salaries that both Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby accrued. And then, of course, it all exploded after the ill-timed, shenanigans that were revealed behind the scenes, the bullying, the people that apparently couldn't stand working with the two and all that sort of stuff. It just exploded. And then many people thought that that was the end of Philip Schofield's career. Well, now he's back, but there's more to it than that. As ever, let me explain. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time. You all right today? No, are you? Yes, well, I'm not so bad. I'm all right. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm a little bit stunned. I bought some scones recently from a supermarket. You know the ones that were reduced, don't worry. But you know the ones from the supermarket that say best ever taste? I thought they're the worst I'd ever tasted. Have you ever done that? Bought one of those better brands, even if it's a reduction, then you think, well, is this it? You know, and you're glad you won't be buying them again, will you? No, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, you kind of think, I think we'll all see a piece of us all going back to learning to cook. When I was at school, we had a thing called home economics, you know, and that's where I learned to make things like shepherd's pie and Sunday roast and stuff. It's a valuable thing you need to learn, how to just do basic cooking. Do you agree? What was the first thing you cooked? Do let me know, like and share, put it in the comments. If I like it, I'll pop round for me tea. Absolutely. Back as ever to your story of the day. Yes, Phyllis is back, Philip Schofield, and apparently, not ashamed at all. Apparently he's going to be trapped on a castaway island with just him and a GoPro. A GoPro, by the way, if you don't know, is a camera and you can work it yourself and place it around. It's funny, isn't it? Because he must have a long arm, because if you look at this trailer footage, somebody's filming him from the behind. How on earth have you done that if you're on your own? But that's television for you, never truthful, right? Now, what's interesting here, what a lot of people haven't picked up on, is the fact that this is going to be on the very much little watched Channel 5 channel over here in the United Kingdom. And they're talking about how he had mega offers on the table. Rubbish. This is a cheap production. They didn't offer him mega bucks at all. In fact, they're virtually covering his expenses. The idea is that this is redemption. Philip talks on camera, tells how difficult it's been for him, forgetting, of course, the wake of everything that's gone before him. And no doubt, according to sources, he's ready to, shall we say, expunge some of the venom that was thrown against him by people that turned on him who he thought were friends. They know who they are. Now, as I've said to you before, I've worked with him on and off for many years, and I always found him to be rather tetchy, difficult endeavour, if I'm honest, you know. And this is going right back to the record industry days when he really was powerful as a host of the children's TV show Live and Kicking. But moving forward, what's interesting here is that apparently his ex-bosses at ITV are simply looking at this particular comeback, the new comeback, to see exactly how it's going to pan out. And perhaps if the audience are forgiving and the ratings are good, they may even start renegotiations to incorporate him back into the channel itself. I kid you not, and as ever, we have to say allegedly. Of course, everybody says I'm a Celebrity springs to mind. I would suggest it would be more softer things that they would bring him back on. But you see, what's the reason? Well, apparently they believe that Philip Schofield still has advertising power, and ITV, Channel 5 and all the rest of the commercial channels simply need advertisers to spend with them. And if you sat on the screen and picked your toenails for half an hour, as long as you can bring in viewers and advertising, they don't care. That's exactly how television works right now. So it's fascinating to think that while Channel 5 think they've got a scoop with Philip Schofield, and as I said, this isn't as solo as you think. Do not buy into that. Remember the original show, Girl Friday, with the brilliant Joanna Lumley, and she was apparently deserted on an island, only was to later discover that in fact there was a full crew there, and she simply wasn't alone at all. The reason why you know Philip is not alone, they can't leave him alone for compliance purposes and medical reasons. If he hurt himself, cut himself, fell off, banged his head, there's always other people with them. So again, another tissue of lies, but this time wrapped up in a comeback special. I'll tell you more as soon as it develops. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.